Okay. Hey, whoa. Okay, now time to come to Columbia. Okay, I'm doing another class, so if you have to go, you're more than welcome to go. But thank you all so much for coming. Okay, thank you. Have a safe trip.
We're out to New York and to Delhi in the morning and then New York at night.
Have a safe trip. Okay. Okay, I have a little stand here. Yeah, no class tomorrow. I'm headed to Tiffany. I'm headed to Govardhana. Yeah. When I go to Govardhana, I'll kind of contact you and see if I have someone there that can be there when you come. So I would say, basically, if you come like a little bit in the afternoon, we can meet, and then I'll have class. And then, maybe a little walk place to go around, then they can pick you up. We'll coordinate it, okay?
Perfect, and I'll let you know when I am done with my dentist.
Well, we'll plan it for the afternoon. Okay, thank you. All right. Hi, Bo. I'm okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Just one way or another. Yeah, just it's better just leave and let me start the next thing. Okay. Okay. So yeah, shut the door now. Yeah, I just gave a 1-hour class. We had such a nice group. So I was discussing the Rāmānanda-saṁvāda, and I wanted to complete it with you. And it can go as long as my phone lasts. So I'm sorry if it ends a little earlier. I'm now in Vrindavan, and there's some kind of technical problems because my computer doesn't take the hotspot from my other phone. Yeah, so we're what happened here? What the hell happened here? Okay, there we are. So I was up to the verse in the Rāmānanda-saṁvāda where he says, Naparayeham. There's no way, Krishna says, I can repay you. And the reason he says there's no reason I can repay you, because the highest thing is love. And they've given Krishna more love than he can reciprocate, which is why Krishna wants to be his devotee. Because the position of the beloved, the beloved, and God is the object of love, he can reciprocate love. It's just like a mother gives love to her child. The child can reciprocate, but they never can give as much love as the mother. The lover. So, they're the lover of Krishna. They're the lover of Krishna. Okay, yeah, no, okay. We'll go, whatever you have to get. Okay, no problem. Have a safe trip and good luck with your devotional career.
Thank you. I appreciate the buses.
Okay.
Have great classes and in-depth storytelling.
What's that?
So maybe continue to have great classes and in-depth storytelling.
Okay. I'll give you my Zoom if you want.
Yeah.
Not now, but get GoPro, write me, and you can come on my Zoom classes. I give them twice a week.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay. Okay, great. So, so Krishna is saying in this verse, there's no way I can repay you. And also, his love is for everyone. Their love is just for him. So there's something very special about the love that Krishna himself wants. Now, the context of this verse is Lord, we're discussing this before, how there's this transcendental system that God's in your heart. And when you go deeply and you want God, God's in everyone's heart. He's directing everyone. So he can bring people together beyond the realm of probability. And I think people who come to Krishna consciousness, have that kind of experience, kind of a coincidence where you meet a Vaishnava, but it's not a coincidence. There's something in your heart that God's seen, and he's directed a person who has what you want to come to you. But the context of this, will that happen? Lord Chaitanya was told by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, what's Lord Chaitanya's mission? Lord Chaitanya's mission is to experience the love of his topmost devotee at the height of her love. And to fulfill that objective, and to fulfill any objective in learning and spiritual development, you need the help of those who have realized what you're seeking. So when Lord Chaitanya converted Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to the path of bhakti, when he converted him to the path of bhakti, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had affection for him. He told him, you have to meet Rāmānanda Roy. He's got something. You want to meet people who got something. I'm here in Vrindavan and I'm meeting people who got something. In line from Prabhupada. There are people that got something. I tell you, one really wonderful yesterday, and I have to share this with you, is I'm in Vrindavan to take devotees on Parikram, and my great joy is to serve the Iranian Vaishnavas. And you have a little taste by reading the news, what they're going through, and the appreciation that they have. So I took them to Sanatana Goswami's Samadhi, and we just did kirtan. It was wonderful, wonderful kirtan. Were you there? Yesterday morning, amazing. Sachi was leading kirtan. Wonderful kirtan. And then we went to the samadhis of the ISKCON, which are people who've passed away. And then we walked in the fields and we had the rotis. I guess I'm losing my train of thought here.
But you meet a lot in Vrindavan. You always meet these amazing people in Vrindavan.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking about it, meeting amazing people here. Yeah.
And Lord Chaitanya, they were like, you have to meet Rāmānanda Rai.
Okay, anyway, we'll get back to that. So, someone, you got to meet Rāmānanda Roy. He's got something. That was my point. He's got something. He's got something. And so Lord Chaitanya carried that desire in his heart. But he was really on the platform of Bhav. So he wasn't really on the platform of planning and thinking things very carefully. He was just moving by that devotional energy. It's just like when Radhanath Swami first came back to Vrindavan after being away for 12 years, in New Vrindavan. And I think I was the first person I met. He'd never seen the Krishna Mandir. And then that evening we went out on Kirtan. I said, where we're going? He said, we're just going to chant the holy name and see where the holy name takes us. And that's what happens in Vrindavan that's so special. That's what happens in Vrindavan that's so special. If you enter here in the right way, which is under guidance and absorbed in the 5 items of devotional service, you enter into another world. Krishna opens doors beyond what your thoughts and plans are. So Lord Chaitanya is just in this high state of ecstasy, and he's wandering around South India. It's the Madhya-līlā. It's from 24 to 30. He's just kind of wandering, preaching. It's also part of his Acharya-līlā teaching us that path. It doesn't mean necessarily sannyas, but that dependence on God beyond your material protective agents, which happens definitely when you take a risk for Krishna. You do things you've never done. And then you see God. You see, we have to live in a way. We have to live in a way where we're responsible, but we give up control to the degree that we can see it's actually Krishna who's the maintainer and protector. Because that is the door to bhakti. That feeling that God is the maintainer, God is the protector. That's the door to bhakti. So sannyas was for that, traveling and just not making any plans, seeing what Krishna has in store for one, and watching that Krishna is maintaining me. It's really part of at a particular time of one's life, that's definitely should be part of one's spiritual practice. Doesn't have to be sannyas. Maybe just going out on book distribution and having no control and watching. You see that, right, Narottam? It's a bhav, right? You feel something, right? This is another Narottam, not Narottam, my disciple, but Narottam from Columbus, who was from New Jersey. So Lord Chaitanya and Rāmānanda Roy was there. We already went through this. And I described that, real bhakti is beyond any social restrictions. That's the story of Akrura. He came to Vrindavan, he rolled in the ground. He was beyond fear, beyond prestige. You throw those things out the window. You go, bhakti. That's what Lord Chaitanya's guru told him. The essence of the scriptures, without inhibition, without attachment, chant the name of your beloved Lord. We described this in the beginning of our class today that I was giving to these people, that the connection, the most important thing in devotional practices is the connection of love, which comes by relationship. Relationship is the focus. Love is the focus. It comes through relationship. We develop a relationship by service. If you want to develop a relationship with anyone, you want to increase whatever concept of affection you have for them, and you want to feel their affection, you serve them. There was one lady that died in Vrindavan. She was a business lady. She made a very beautiful statement at the end of her life. She said, I'm not advanced, but I know who is, and I serve them. I'm not advanced, but I know who is, and I serve them. So that energy was there, but there was a lot of restrictions. Lord Chaitanya was a sannyasi. They don't associate with Vishayi, with magistrates who have accoutrements of power. That was, and he's a Brahmin, and the person happened to be from the Kayasi, or Shudra caste. But the energy was too forceful and brought them together. But at the same sense, for preaching, you have to come to the platform of Madhya. Because Madhyam is the platform where you can make discrimination. So a high Vaishnava like Prabhupada, Uttama Bhakta, he has to come to the platform of discrimination. He has to come to the intellect, because from the heart, the Vaishnava has so much love. He's feeling everyone is serving Krishna better than me. Everyone is serving Krishna better than me. Everyone is serving Krishna better than me. Well, you can't preach. So he has to come to Madhyam, which means discrimination. This person needs mercy. This person I worship. This person I make friends with. This person I avoid. So the power of bhakti, they were rolling, but then they saw the Brahmins and they just made some kind of thought, some kind of discrimination. This is confidential. And now we're making something a little bit too public. Don't make confidential things public, because miscommunication leads to disaster. And confidential things will not be communicated properly publicly, because the reference to understand them is in your heart. At best, you can share them with someone who's close. So even if they don't understand it, they won't abuse it. And they'll take the time to actually empathize and understand. Anyway, he asked him, what is the topmost verse? And Lord Chaitanya, that's the essence of the scripture. So Lord Chaitanya rejected any devotional conception as the subject, as the essence, that was mixed with anything that touched the material platform. Like Varnashram, you're acting according to your modes, Karma Mishra Bhakti, Yat Karoshi Rasnasi, because asking for verses. Yat Karoshi Rasnasi, whatever you do, make it as an offering to me. Yeah. So he rejected any of these type of things. Even he rejected Sarvadharma Parityāja in the sense of sannyas, because renunciation is focused on the material world. You're thinking of objects to get rid of them. You have to analyze. So they're all things that are not, and he finally came to the point where Jnane Priyasam, just without any conception, just devotionally sit at the lotus feet of a pure devotee and just listen to them. Just listen to them. From the heart, from the soul, with faith. So then Lord Chaitanya, he everything else he's saying, Ehabaya, external, go further. Then he said, Ahaya, this is okay. But, all right, Krishna, but give me something more. So then he described prema bhakti. He described prema bhakti, anya bilashita shunyam, jnana karma jnanavrita. No material conception. And Lord, he said, that's nice, but Lord Chaitanya said, I still want something more. And what's relishable about this section, that every time a devotional conception is given, Rāmānanda Roy, with his erudite scholarship, picks the most sweet, lucid verses describing the particular bhav of that kind of mood of devotion. And then he describes, well, not just pure devotional service, but when you get to the sense of mamata. Mamata means a sense of real, it's not just a pure worship of God, which could be like Shantaras. It's not like a relationship. God is immanent, God is powerful, God is distant. It's not like really like it's not like my God, the God. But he gets to the point, so he says, no, give me something, this is good, but give me something more. And he gets to the concept of friendship. And Lord Chaitanya said, hey, Uttama, this is great. This is not just okay, this is great, this is best. Because there's, in friendship, you see, when there's a sense of reverence, even in pure devotion, when there's a sense of reverence, there's something there's a flavor of love that wants to be a little distant. The mother doesn't want conjugal with her son. The servant doesn't want to be a friend. It's their bhav. Their bhav is not intimacy. But friendship, the bhav is intimacy. And when the bhav or the mood is reverence, there is something a little bit external to love. It's not external in the sense it's part of the soul, but it's just part of that love. There's fear. Whenever there's superior, there's fear. The fear is part of the bhav. Like if you really have like someone has a father a daughter and a father is so respectable and kind, and part of the love is actually a little fear. I don't want to disappoint him. It's not like a material thing, it's kind of an emotion, but it's still an emotion that's a little bit external or distance because they're so far away, or obligation or duty, which drives reverential relationships. So it's good, but it's not the best. And Lord Chaitanya wants the essence. So he wants it condensed. He wants the most intense, condensed love. So friendship. Then he describes parental love, which adds another factor of a sense of superiority. Where you're giving affection to God, you're giving mercy to God. He said that is best. But only when he comes to Madhurya Ras, the conjugal relationship. He doesn't say it's best. He says, yes, this is the sajja. All relationships are perfect, but on that realm, comparatively speaking, there's different levels of intensity. And it's not that one wants the other relationship. The mother never wants to be the lover. The lover may be more intense. It's just different flavors of love. And he says, yes, that is best. And he describes that is when there's real things are when you give me a favor, just put this in the refrigerator. I just thought I want the water cold. All this stuff. Food is tasty when you're hungry. Water is nectar when you're thirsty. Prema is most relishable when you feel you're in want of it. It's a thirst that makes it's a thirst. And it's never satiated, even in union. It's a thirst. It just keeps on increasing. I don't have it. I don't have water. There's a thirst for it. There's a thirst. So he said that this kind of consciousness that's so absolutely, and it has an element of intimacy that's not there in any other relationship. And this kind of devotion, he said, this is the essence. And then he starts to quote verses, and he comes up to this verse. That how powerful is this love that Krishna says, Naparayeham, I can't reciprocate this. And then Lord Chaitanya hears all these things. He said, this is the perfection. This is really the highest thing. But tell me, I want to know something even deeper. I want to know the perfection of this type of love. Rāmānanda Roy said, no one before has ever asked this. And that's actually the point of Krishna consciousness, that this type of conception was given by Lord Chaitanya. It's not that he created it. He's eternal and he's always appearing. But within the world as we historically know it, this theological conception was not given before. So when Lord Chaitanya asked for something beyond this, he didn't know what do you mean beyond this? I just gave you verses about the glories of the gopis. What do you mean beyond this? And Lord Chaitanya gave something even beyond that. Swabhakti Sriyam. He gave his own bhakti. And what's his own bhakti? It's this mood of Radha and the mood of serving Radha. And the one who serves Radha has the same experience of Radha. It's described, that's why they call it Manjari Bhav. Because if you look at the Manjari in the Tulsi plant, if a bee goes for a Manjari, the whole thing shakes. So the concept is that when you have that type of love, where you identify with Sri Radha, and it's not a cheap thing. Rupa Goswami mentioned this 5 stages. First is Shravana Dasha. What does Shravana Dasha mean? When you purify your heart, when you practice Krishna consciousness. Someone described it like a TSA. You know, you just can't walk onto the plane. They check if you have anything that doesn't belong. So it's like that in Krishna consciousness. We want to have this love, but there's a certain check that, do we have anything that doesn't belong here? Have we sharanagati? Have we actually given our life with full faith to Guru and God? And then in that mood, we start to develop a deep attraction to serve Krishna and hear about, to serve Krishna as one of the devotees in Vrindavana is serving Krishna in the form that Krishna is. That's called Shravana Dasha. And that Shravana Dasha, the stage, not Dasa, but Dasha, that Shravana Dasha, you start to hear about these things. You want to hear about them. You just want to hear more and more about them. And then it comes to what's it called? Vasana Dasa, the next stage is hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing and legitimate, sincere. You develop an attraction, like I know my godbrothers have, by serving Krishna, and serving Guru, and developing an attraction. And then they begin to hear. That's called lobha. That's the price for getting prema. You have a real greed for it. You begin to hear about the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, and they read the Caitanya-caritāmṛta, the Madhya-līlā. And then there's a stage of acceptance where some conception of your relationship with Krishna manifests. It may be mixed with kalpana or imagination, but it's not imagination. It has to do with your heart. And then you try to conceive of that. And then at a particular, there's a next stage where you realize it. So he says, I've never heard anything beyond this. But what he's going to explain is even beyond the love of the gopis, is the love of the special gopi, Sri Radha. Anyway, I'll finish this the next week. I see I'm going to lose this anyway. Anybody like to, I don't even know what time it is. Yeah, okay, it's, well, I'm trying to figure out this phone. I can't figure it out. I'm lost. Can you all hear me?
Yes, Maharaj.
Well,
We
I
can hear
can't
you.
because I gotta make it louder.
Yeah, we can hear you, Gaurav.
We can hear you, Maharaj.
Okay, anybody like to share something? I'm sorry, when I travel and I go to a new place and I have a class at the same time, I had to finish that class. Okay, anybody like to?
Arvel Maharaj, Jumata Jaya, thank you for class. I was really just appreciating what Rāmānanda Roy was saying, never before shared. And I was thinking that's, in the history of time, that's not that long ago. It's like only 500 years ago. I'm just really sort of like never before until now. And aren't we so lucky it's been so recently?
Well, actually, one of my godbrothers, Parthasarthi Goswami, on his property has a little room. I don't know what it's like. I've never been there. But he has pictures and paraphernalia of all his godbrothers and godsisters and prominent Vaishnavas. Because he feels that to be born in Prabhupada's mission, or to be born in serving Prabhupada's mission, so close to Lord Chaitanya, it's practically being born in Gaur-lila. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah, anybody else?
Thank you very much.
Anybody else like to say hello?
Maharaj, this is Krishna-katha. Thank you very, very much. I'm so strongly impressed by what you told us today. Impressed very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, this is Divya Shakti.
Oh, wow. How nice to hear
grateful.
from you.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I'm happy
Yeah.
to be present and to hear from you because I miss Vrindavan so much and I miss your association very much. So for me, to me, it's such a great opportunity. Thank you.
Well, when you come to Vrindavan the next time, I stay for 6 months, but I'm like a rock in water. Very little gets absorbed. But because of what you went through and the separation you're feeling, you'll be like a piece of cotton. You're going to absorb everything when you come.
Yeah, I dream of coming, and thank you for your blessings.
No, you're coming. You're coming and you'll absorb everything. You'll come with your daughter, and
Yeah.
it's going to be quite wonderful. I'm giving a little retreat at the beginning of February. If you were around, like in Braj Vasundar, I know Neelambari, I should actually call her today. I know she wants to come, and it's so nice. We'll have beautiful kirtans, and you can just come when you want. She brought her daughter last time. Her daughter loved it, Anyway, just throwing a thought. Okay, Haribo.
Haribo, thank you.
Anybody else? Say hello.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you very much for the class. And it was nice to see you again.
I had such a nice talk with your daughter today.
Oh, thank you.
And you know who came to see me? You know that Dunya?
Yeah?
From Kish? What's her name?
Yes. Dunya.
Dunya, yeah. She wants to be my disciple now, Dunya.
That's nice.
So I'll have 4 of my students on the island of Kish.
That's nice.
Hemagori, Yavat Sundari, Suyarādhika. I'm the best at branding and giving names. And Dunya. Okay. Anybody else?
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Tota Gopinath here. Great to see you.
Yeah, hey. Yeah, my place. You'll be here soon. Okay.
Can't wait.
Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, this is all Govinda.
And Broja, thank you for class.
Thanks for class.
Hey, Haribo.
Haribo.
Raja Bhakti. Haribo. Haribo.
Haribo.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, I better go anyway. I don't even know how to get out of here.